Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. Let me introduce myself to you. My name is Tiarasi Sinaga. I'm a student in English Department, the Faculty of Letter in University of Pamulang. So here I'm going to present about memory for prose. This is my assessment to fulfill introduction to psycholinguistics. Okay, so the first talking about memory for prose. Myth mapping, there are five statements, namely definition memory, definition memory for prose, stage of memory, types of memory, factor that affect memory for prose. Okay, definition memory. Memory is the ability to receive and recover information stored and recall it at a later time. And definition memory for prose. Memory for prose is complicated product uh, of how the prose is studied, how its content is represented in memory, and how retained information is used in reconstruction the original prose. Continue to next slide. States of memory. States of memory, there are three kinds, and namely encoding, storing, and remembering. And I want to uh, asking to you, and I want to say to you meaning about the three steps states of memory. Number one, encoding. Encoding is a process of making mental representation of information. It can also mean transferring from short term to long term. And number two, storing. Storing is process of placing encoded information into relatively permanent stock for later recall. And number three, remembering. Remembering is the process of retrieving what has been stored in short-term or long-term memory. And this is meaning about the states of memory. And the next slide, types of memory. Uh, types of types of memory. There are three kinds too, namely sensor memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. And we can continue the sensor memory. Sensor memory exists as a buffer of stimuli received by its sensor channel. These channels are the eyes, ears, and season of mouth paths to short-term memory beside on how much attention it is given. And number two, short-term memory. So short-term memory acts as a stretchpad for memories, like remember the beginning of a sentence while you read it. This memory the case rapidly and has a limited uh, capacity. And number three, long-term memory. Long-term memory, where our memories are stored, has theoretically infinity stroke space. However, has limited recall information can be delayed, but this is different from forgetting. Factor that affect memory for prose. Factor that affect memory for prose, and we can thinking about the factor that affect memory for prose. There are four types. Namely, uh, type of language, input, recension interval, and output. And I want to explain to you one by one. And number one, type of language. Type of language is the nature of the material itself can impact memory. For the example, memory for surface details of poetry doesn't decline with increasing delay, unlike a prose. And number two, input the kind of reading or studying activity in which the learner engages, while prose processing a text can influence memory for prose. And number three, retention interval. Retention interval, the interval between reading a text and trying to remember it, can also affect memory for prose. And for the examples, memory for surface details of prose generally declines over time. And number four, output. The way in which memory is assessed. For the example, throughout, recall, short answer, multiple choice, or true or false, and extra. Can also can also uh, can also influence memory for prose. For instance, recognition text can imitate the influence of organizational factors on memory for prose. Okay, I will stop my presentation. Until here my presentation. Thank you very much. That's all for me, and thank you for your watching my videos, and bye.